Welcome to the Hearthchemist, everything Hearthstone and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I am back with an updated deck profile for Cubics. So yeah, definitely some minor improvements in the main deck and also a complete extra deck. Although the extra deck isn't really that important for Cubics, but still, having 15 I think that is pretty important. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the deck profile. So triple of the boss monster, Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. This card makes the deck. Without this card at 3, it's really isn't worth it to play the deck. There really is no reason to play the deck without having this card at 3. So yeah, really recommended. 3,000 beater that is able to be summoned if you have 3 cubic cards in your hand with different names, unaffected by monsters with original attack of 3,000 or less, can attack twice, can also burn for 3,000. So overall, yeah, this is just a fantastic card. Uh, a lot of the time, this is going to enable your first turn kill. So this deck definitely never wants to go first. There's no reason for this card to go first. Sorry, for the deck overall to go first. So another very important card is Duza, the Meteor Cubic Vessel, because this lets you send your Cubic Karmas to the graveyard, which lets you search for Crimson Nova. So yeah, very important to have at 3. And in addition to that, it's very important to have Summoner Monk because it lets you get Duza from your deck to the field. And the good thing about Duza is that it activates not only when it's normal summoned, but also when it's special summoned. So, and also gives you that opportunity to go for a rank or a link. So yeah, yeah, definitely it does cost you a spell, but at the same time, if you have, say, the cubic karma in your hand, then you can send that to the graveyard as the cost, and then look for Crimson Nova. So it's not completely bad to pitch that spell card. Triple V Jam, the Cubic Seed. It really isn't that great of a card. Uh, its effect might come into play a few times, but immediately when your opponent knows that you're playing cubics, they know that you have V-Jam, so if you put something face down, you're likely going to destroy it by a card effect rather than attacking. So kind of a testament to how much of a great card Crimson Nova is that we play basically 4 bricks. 4 bricks just for the name. Yes, there are some fringe situations where you can special summon these cards, but I mean, they really don't do much when you're able to bring them out with other cards. So those are the monsters. Going to the spell cards. So triple cubic karma. Uh, this is the main card in addition to Crimson Nova because this card not only helps you search Crimson Nova, but also when you play it, you can send up to 3 V gems from your deck or hand to the graveyard, and the cubic monster gains 800 per V gem sent. And yeah, overall with Crimson Nova, so that's 5,400 attack. And then again, Crimson Nova can attack twice. And if that wasn't enough, if Crimson Nova burns for 3,000. So this is a really good card with that. Also, Cubic Wave is another great card. Not as great as Cubic Karma, to be honest. Its graveyard effect isn't really that useful. Just because you have to banish other cubic cards, which negates then monsters and they can attack, but that's really not as important. The bad thing again about this card is that it targets. So you target one of your opponent's monsters and then one of your cubic cards, then doubles, halves the attack of the opponent and doubles your attack. So again, That alone can also enable you to one turn kill your opponent. If they mistakenly went ahead and put something in attack that has a low attack, well, you can basically run over it and again have it be a game. Triple Cubic Dharma. So pretty good. Lets you pitch a cubic card and then lets you draw a card, or it lets you recover a cubic card from your graveyard. So yeah, triple is, I think that's pretty important to handle. Triple Pot of Extravagance. So I basically replaced this for Pot of Desires. This card obviously is much, much better than Pot of Desires, because if you use Pot of Desires, you might banish 1, 2, or 3 if you're really unlucky Crimson Nova, and there goes the match. Or the duel, rather. So, yeah, definitely having 3 of those is pretty important. Triple Foolish Burial Goods. This is good because it lets you send Cubic Karma to the graveyard and again search for Crimson Nova. So you want to have as many ways to search Crimson Nova to be able to summon it and go for that one turn kill. Now for the one-ofs, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, you're going second, so likely that your opponent set some trap cards here and there. And again, Crimson Nova is affected by spell and traps. So yeah, getting rid of that is pretty important. 1 Reasoning, again, a lot of cubic cards activate in the graveyard, so pretty important to do. 1 Monster Gate because of the same reason. Triple Unification of the Cubic Lords for traps. This is a polymerization basically in trap version, but we rarely are going to use that, if ever. You're going to use it more for its graveyard effect, where when one of your cubic monsters leaves the field, you can special summon a cubic monster from your deck to the field and ignoring its summoning conditions. So that's good. Then double Cubic Causality, which essentially is a name in the same way that Cubic Ascension, although Cubic Ascension also might have its purposes here and there. So that's going to be the main deck. Going to the extra deck, again, as I mentioned, it's not too important, but always having the option is nice, right? So 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Secure Gardena, 1 Solomon Great Almirage, 1 Castel. With Castel, basically can catch off card your opponent, but it's not as great. 1 Crimson Nova Trinity, which again, you're rarely going to special summon, so yeah, having 1 is more than enough. 1 Abyss Dweller, Tornado Dragon, Silent Honor Arc. Again, this card might have its uses here and there, but it's a rank 4, so why not? 1 Utopia, 1 Super Quantal Mech King Great Magnus. So this card can be summoned with the effect of number 27 Dreadnought Dreadnoid, which can also potentially special summon number 81 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. That's a pretty long name. But yeah, and this card is pretty good too, because it can make one of your monsters unaffected by cards except by its own effect. 1 Linkuriboh, and 1 Daigusto Emerald. So yeah, that's basically the deck. If you liked the video, don't forget to thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. I'll be seeing you guys later.